Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. He arrived before most alarms had rung, moving with that quiet, unhurried purpose that says more than any red carpet entrance. An early morning sighting at Auckland Airport. A backpack, a cap, a step that suggested business rather than holiday. No theatrics, no headlines, just movement. For those who have followed his blend of discipline and curiosity, New Zealand makes immediate sense. A country where the sky looks just a touch wider and the air seems to sharpen one's focus. The question isn't whether something is coming, it's what shape it will take. Will it be a new chapter in exploration, a project that ties craft to landscape, or simply a deliberate week of recalibration? Airports are thresholds in every sense. This one, New Zealand's busiest gateway, runs day and night, a crossroads for stories that begin in quiet. Ours begins here. A dawn arrival, a calm stride, and the feeling, shared by thousands, that we are watching the first page turn. Auckland Airport keeps the lights on 24/7 and the footfall heavy. Over 18.7 million passengers in 2024. Yet it still manages that soft, Pacific calm. Situated about 21 kilometers south of the city center, it's a functional marvel as much as a human one. Thousands work here, keeping journeys stitched together and on time. You can feel the dual rhythm. International rush meeting local warmth, when a traveler slips through quietly at dawn. For a performer known for precision and a low-key work ethic, the tone fits. New Zealand's biggest hub is an efficient door into the South Island's vastness. Lakes like polished glass, roads that thread through mountains, and locations where the camera's work is mostly to get out of the way. Such settings don't shout, they steady. The best stories in places like this are often shot between first light and breakfast, when mist hugs the ground and plans for the day are still fluid. Our narrative takes that same breath. Unforced, measured, and ready to move. Reports soon drift south. Queenstown, the country's adventure capital, where alpine slopes and braided rivers teach you the meaning of perspective. This town doesn't need selling. It invented half the vocabulary of modern adventure breaks. Bungee, jet boating, skydiving, whitewater rafting, and made it feel normal to chase a little courage before lunch. For a production that wants texture, Queenstown is a buffet of angles. Lake reflections for stillness, ridgelines for resolve, and blue-hour roads for motion. And then there's the kit, Helly Hansen, a professional outdoor heritage brand founded in Norway in 1877, built around the idea that bad weather is just a design brief. In recent retail news, the label has moved under a new corporate parent, proof the brand remains commercially relevant beyond nostalgia. If you're reading the signs, they point to preparation and a camera plan that favors real terrain over green screens. We're not told the schedule. We're shown the backdrop, and the backdrop speaks fluently. When crews chase authenticity, they choose landscapes that do some of the acting. South Island geography obliges. Long straights where a vehicle becomes a narrative line. Glacier country for cool, chiseled grandeur. Forests with dapple that reads as quiet resilience. New Zealand's ice isn't just scenery. Nearly 3,000 glaciers help explain these valleys and their light. If a commercial or doca sequence is in the works, expect a palette of clean neutrals. Slate, ice blue, lichen green, and movement that feels earned rather than staged. Dawn here can be its own lighting department. And the rhythm, likely measured, single takes with breathing room, shots that trust the viewer's patience. For audiences 35 to 75, that's a relief. We're not here for strobe cut trends, but for images that settle the pulse and show craft without shouting. Real roads, real air, real effort, work logic that never goes out of fashion because truth in motion ages well. There is training you film and training you feel. New Zealand invites the latter. Early nights, early starts, steady mileage on softer trails, breath paced to the chill. Viewers in our age band understand the value. This is how you protect a long career, little rituals that stack up into resilience. In a media culture that rewards loud updates, the quiet days often do the heavy lifting. nutrition dialed in, the work of sleep, the discipline to leave some tasks unfinished until the morning head is clear. There's also the mental hygiene that open spaces give back. Put someone who thrives on precision in front of a lake at first light and the day will often organize itself. For the camera, that translates into a posture we recognize. Shoulders loose, steps efficient, and a gaze that's taking notes. Longevity isn't magic. It's routine, held together by places that cooperate with your best intentions. If you want something fresh, lower the volume and widen the lens. Imagine a microsegment with a local ranger explaining how to move through alpine zones without scarring them, or a heritage walk that connects trail, Maori place names, and community memory. Picture a music in nature interlude. Ambient field sounds recorded at dawn, lake lap, wind in tussock, forming a motif that later blooms into a studio track. Even a gear planning vignette can be gripping if it's honest. Map on a hut table, weather windows penciled, contingency lines drawn. These formats respect the intelligence of viewers 35 to 75. They're specific, useful, and beautiful in their restraint. They also fit New Zealand's long tradition of pairing human craft with landscapes that refuse to be rushed. Small stories, well told, travel further, and they age better. When the season trailer finally drops, these quiet sketches could be the glue that makes the big moments feel deserved. Great footage should leave no footprint. New Zealand champions the leave no trace ethic. Plan ahead, keep to durable ground, pack out waste, leave what you find, minimize fire impacts, respect wildlife, and be considerate of others. Simple, memorable, and globally relevant. For an artist with international reach, modeling these 7 habits on screen turns a personal journey into a public good. It's also good storytelling. Viewers trust what they can copy the next weekend. How to step around fragile vegetation, where to refill water, how to share narrow trails with patience. Your comment section will thank you. Communities will, too. In an era when travel content can feel extractive, this approach pays back the land and its people. And for sponsors who value integrity, it's the most future-proof brand alignment you can make. Skill, humility, and care, visible in the small decisions as well as the headline shots. Not every chapter needs fireworks. Some need follow-through. Many of you write to say you want stories that feel like progress, less noise, more craft. That's why this New Zealand thread lands. It hints at growth without explaining it to death. For older audiences, the emotional register is familiar: patience, steadiness, attention to detail. You can sense a person taking a breath not to pause, but to aim. And that's contagious. A lake at daybreak isn't just pretty. It's a lesson in timing. A road at blue hour says, keep going, but gently. When a public figure moves through the world with humility and intention, it lowers everyone else's shoulders. That, ultimately, is the gift of this sighting, an invitation to rebuild our own routines with a little more grace. If the next release delivers spectacle, it will land better for having been earned here, in the quiet. If a teaser drops, expect a clean visual grammar, natural textures, modest color grading, and audio that carries more air than echo. Watch for blue-hour driving shots, single-take walking sequences, and captions that read like field notes rather than slogans. Keep an eye on wardrobe that signals function first, shells, mid-layers, and footwear for mixed terrain, consistent with the professional outdoor heritage we've seen connected with the location. Queenstown may contribute a set piece, ridges, rivers, or even a nod to its famed innovation culture in adventure sports, the Nevis catapult among many world-first thrill designs. Though we don't expect stunts here. And Auckland may briefly return in travel beats. Terminal corridors, air-to-road transitions, dawn-to-dusk time maps. The best hint of all will be the pace. If the cuts trust you to take it in, they're building something with longer legs than a weekend trend. HeliHansen.com. If this chapter has a headline, it's calm momentum. An early landing, a southern move, and a set of choices that favor craft over clamor. It's the kind of story that leaves you better than it found you. Curious, grounded, and quietly inspired to do your own work well. Here at UpdateX24H, that's the compass we try to follow. Clear reporting, respect for people and places, and space for you to breathe between the cuts. If that sounds like your pace, we'd love to keep you company for the next steps. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and share this with someone who prefers substance over noise. Thank you for watching and for reading the landscape with us. The next chapter is already taxiing. When it rotates, we'll be here,